So continuing on, it's obvious that everybody deals with things differently and heals differently. Sometimes I feel like I don't make any kind of point. I just ramble on about my own experiences and things I understand about the world and tragedy, PTSD, depression, mental health, and even injuries and sometimes diseases. I think over time maybe this channel can get better as I start to heal mentally. Right now I'm dealing with thinking that counseling is not working in my favor. I know that it works different for everybody, but it's just not something I want to continue doing. Right now I'm on a medication for mood stabilization, seizures, and it does help with headaches and other bodily pain. Sometimes I think it can help for nerve pain, but one thing I've noticed is that since I've been on this medication, I have about a maximum of 4 headaches a week. But that's right now why I'm having more headaches is actually because of my shingles, not because of dehydration or lack of food or anything like that, because I eat really well when I'm with my partner. But I used to have headaches and migraines up to every single day of the week, and I would never have a day without one. I would usually be bedbound, would barely go outside because the pain was so debilitating. I barely liked to be alive. I really didn't find much value in being alive. I just wanted to stay in bed all the time, and sleep was the best thing if I could actually get it. But I learned the hard way that the more you stay idle, the more likely you're just going to make those headaches be a recurrent thing, especially if you're not eating or hydrating or exercising properly. And exercise obviously helps with mood sometimes, but you definitely have to not be overly anxious when you're trying to exercise. Even if it's as simple as a walk, sometimes anxiety can be so debilitating. I know that mine is extremely debilitating. No matter how many years I've been dealing with it, it's some days it's like I've never had it before, and it's just like hits me like a ton of bricks, and I don't feel like I can do anything about it. So that's one thing that this medication does not help with. But since being on the meds, I usually have maybe 2 headaches a week, typically when I'm not dealing with shingles or any other illness. So that's one of the reasons I don't want to go off my medication. I don't also deal with any anger. That's something that I feel like I've been working on for the last 2 years of my life. I think with having my youngest son was a very, very depressing time. It was a very sad pregnancy, very painful pregnancy. His birth was very sweet. He was such a good baby, but timing wasn't right. I had a lot of debilitating pain, but I worked on my anger problems. And instead of being angry, I'm sad now. All the time. I have my days where I get through a 24-hour period without crying. It's amazing. I usually can laugh off a lot of emotions and just get through. Sometimes I cry for good reasons, but most of the time I'm just a very, very sad person, and I don't know what to do about that, and I know that my medication doesn't do anything to affect that one way or the other. and I'm on one of the lower doses of my meds that I can be on. Sometimes I don't want to live on medication whatsoever, but there are times where I feel like maybe I have to for a while. Yet I don't really know exactly what the benefit is other than helping me have less seizures and less headaches, which, hey, I guess if it's working against me only having 1 seizure a month, if that, maybe 2, that's so much better than the 5 a day that I used to have. I guess you guys who do watch my videos, I highly doubt anyone watches these all the way through. I probably have one friend that does, but I do appreciate anyone that takes the time to listen, and I hope that if anyone needed any advice or any consoling, just venting, anything that anyone wanted to talk about, believe me that I enjoy listening to other people and what they might be going through, because I know that the world's not an easy place to live in. And I am here for people. I don't have a whole lot of people to talk to anymore, and I do appreciate when I get the chance to speak with somebody. I hope that if you are dealing with something right now that is really hard for you to go through, that you are able to have the moments of peace of mind, that you do have someone to talk to, that you do have something that is a healthy coping mechanism. I don't just tell people, just go get help, just take medication, just go do counseling, that'll fix your problems, because I promise you that's not always it. You do have to have a healthy living environment. You have to have structure built up around you, security that you're not going to be homeless the next morning, security that you're not going to lose your job, or that you even have a job, that you can get to and from where you need to go. If you're battling a physical disability, that you can get to all your doctor's appointments and that it may get better, things like that, those kind of securities. Counseling and medication's not going to fix everything. We need to have structure, friends, family, things like that. They do help, and not everyone has that. But I promise that it's true that we do have to want to get better. And sometimes we're not there yet. And it takes time before you actually can care enough about yourself to do right by yourself. It has to come from within. And it's not easy.